Rifle wallpaper. Pretty stuff, right? I agree. It's a busy pattern. It's one of the benefits if you are trying to figure out where to end your wallpaper. For the novice, it could be busier, which would help to hide your first and last sheet. Now, what am I talking about? Well, the professionals know what I'm talking about, but I have a lot of do-it-yourselfers who don't know what I'm talking about. And they want to know, how do I end it? Well, a lot of people end it there. They take this, see, this is my first sheet. Number 1, number 2, 3, etc. This is number 9. And so how do I join 9 to 1? Well, I could just take this sheet here and match it to the next sheet and be done with it and have my mismatch 27 inches from here up. I could do that. Not too creative, but I could do it. A lot of folks do it. In fact, I worked for a very impatient lady once from Belgium. And after she put her finger in my face about 7 inches from my nose at about 11 o'clock at night while I was working in her restaurant, she said that I should have ended her wallpaper in the corner. And I said, this is a restaurant. It's 8 feet long, the wall. I said, you're going to have an 8-foot mismatch. And she flew in her designers from Los Angeles to Florida to tell me the same thing. And if I know a lot of pros know exactly what I'm talking about when those designers get involved, some of them really lack any knowledge of wallpaper, let alone lots of knowledge. Sometimes they know nothing about wallpaper. So anyway, and it was a monkey's wallpaper from Schumacher. But this is not as tedious as that. What do I mean? There's a lot of room for blending in here. A lot of room. Not tons of room. The smaller the pattern, the better. I keep putting my finger in the camera. Anyway, you know, these big medallions, I call them medallions. Anytime you have a big thing, let's just stick with it. Whether it's a monkey's head or a building, that's a medallion. Boom, medallion. Boom, 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 boom. So if you happen to sever one of them, you're going to notice. Smaller flowers, then it's easier, you know. This is gorgeous stuff. This green, golden, black, and white. But anyway, I decided I'm going to challenge myself before I throw in the towel and simply do a mismatch in the corner. The dreaded seat from which lots of errors are discovered is diagonal from the start and finish. But I didn't want to start and finish this way from the main doorway or this way from the main doorway for obvious reasons. That's what you're looking at when you walk in. So with cell phones these days, when people are idle, otherwise idle, hopefully they're looking at their cell phones and not at your sloppy mismatch in the corner. But if you have customers like I do, they seem to have a lot of people who visit who don't use cell phones, who like to look around. I love your wallpaper. Did you notice in the corner? Did you notice in the corner? I don't want to say anything bad about your wallpaper guy. I don't know who did it. It looks like a nice job. But the corner didn't match. Okay? So, let's anticipate that person coming to visit, examining where you began and finished. So there's two ways you can do this. The silly way would be to match this piece with this next sheet here and then try to do a fake out here. I'm probably confusing you. You'll see what I mean when I show you the way we're going to proceed. So I matched this piece. We're not touching that, obviously. It comes up perfectly right from the corner. And we're going to go from here. But now this won't match when I get here. Let me show you what I mean.
This guy sounds like Christopher Walken, honey. Listen to this guy. Right?
Please. I heard it. I heard it. Spare yourself. Did anybody ever tell you? Yes. Yes. They have. They have told me. Very often. Oh. Okay. So you get it. Okay. This guy don't know what he's doing. I get that a lot. From these warriors who used to hang wallpaper. They're the worst. They're at home. They don't work anymore. They still got all their tools from when they used to hang paper. They ought to have a garage sale and just sell it, but they won't. They're thinking they're going to get younger and they're going to be able to hang paper again, you know. It's just a dream. All right. So here's where we're at. Now, here's my wallpaper right under this. So I have to somehow join what's under here with what's here. Or else, if I fail, I then have to take this sheet and just simply kill it in the corner and just be like everybody else who just accepts it, all right? Okay, so here's where we're at. Remember, that's our corner. We came over here. Let me pull this up. That's what we got. We got a lot of overlap here. And so the first thing I'm gonna do is trim some of this off so it can be manageable. So now I'm going to start trimming around the big medallions. I'm going to do this, keep trimming, looking back. In a way, it's easier with the big pattern like this because you know you can't cut into these. So these are governing principles when you're dealing with this. As long as you have something underneath that, when you get to that, you can make it look good. Does that make sense? I hope so. Let's do it. So I start cutting. Look. Wow. All right. Okay, so we're going to leave that one there and keep that one intact. So I'm going to keep cutting. I'm going to come down here like that. So off camera, I'm cutting because I don't have two people. So I'm trying to leave the medallions, the big things, intact. So far, so good. Look at that. Look at that. I get so excited when I do stuff like this. Forgive me. I'm sorry. Not too bad. Now. Okay, so I'm going to take this off because it's in the way now. I'm doing nicely. Let's get rid of this piece. So I keep going. As I'm always looking. Look. Wow, I'm trying to keep the greens with the greens. Now I got this monstrosity in my way. Can I go around it? What do you think? Let's get rid of this excess. Almost there. Okay, this has taken about 20 minutes. It's a lot of time. Okay, now that's what it looks like raw. I'm not done. I gotta clean it up and then I gotta put the final touch on it. What do you think? Okay, let me clean it. Okay, so I cleaned it off and I'm bringing you in close to show you. I'm not deceiving you folks. Look, we have a Frankenstein here. We need to fix it. Now, the first thing is we have to remember we spliced, so we got to pull out the underneath, right? This is always the hardest part. Because as you're doing it, oh man, you can tear it. This is also one of the other issues, what you're looking at right now. Now, let's see, where am I stuck? Very important that you cut through and through, right? Okay. Now, here's another thing that gets confusing. What is staying and what is going? That's another issue. So you want to keep, ideally, the piece that's staying intact. Now, that's easier said than done. What I mean by that is sometimes as you're doing it, you cut off too much. Oh, I need a third hand. Crying out loud. So we're pulling, this is the underlap now. The problem with this is if it's not cut thoroughly, if I fail to cut it thoroughly, you know, like right here, you wind up potentially cutting too much off. Okay. See what I mean? We did it again. Oh man, we messed up big time here. You know what though? Here's what I do when I get this. Watch this. I just leave a bunch there. You know why? You can always cut more off. You can never add. You know what I mean? So even if I have excess, if that's excess right there, fine. I'll deal with it when I put the other piece on. I don't know. Oh man, look at this. Okay. You see that? That's important. That's what I meant when I first said, sometimes you cut off too much. I did, and I put it back. Why does this guy do this though? I'm tired of hearing that, to be honest with you. I didn't even cut this one through, man. I screwed up big time here. All right, plan B. Oh, man. All right, I'm going to cut this because I did it again. Happens a lot. It's very confusing when you're doing this. Now you'll see what I mean when I put the other piece on. Okay, so let's bring our other piece on. That was interesting. Wait a second, I want you folks to get the full effect of this. Look at how beautiful this thing goes back. Look at this, look at this. You like that? I made my own pattern. Okay, you see, if you don't get rid of the, I know I have some more underlaps to deal with, meaning I have to pull out some more wallpaper. If you don't get them off, it's gonna look like a marshmallow under there. You know? So, I'm not done yet. I'm gonna roll it with my rigid black roller to press. See, because we've made so many seams, all of that is seams. And you know, seams can be places where paste congregates, right? So we want to make it flush. So we're going to roll the seam that we made so no one sees it. That's the idea. This is some pretty nice stuff from the Rifle Company, R-I-F-L-E, United Kingdom. Very nice stuff. Oh, goodness gracious. I like that. I like it. Do you? If you like it, click on like. Subscribe to my channel. And would you do me a favor? I normally don't get like this. If you don't mind, can you just say you're perfect? If you don't mind, I know I'm not perfect, but if you don't mind, if you could write that, at least I know you watched until this point. And if you really like me, you'll say Spencer, comma, you're perfect, period. Please use proper grammar. I like that. La-dee-dee. So when they're sitting there, everything's gonna look cool. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Yeah, you'll have somebody on there criticizing it.
You know what? You could see, show them to me 2 inches away. Show me 2 inches away. Then I'll believe.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna stay here because I can't believe how gorgeous it looks. Thank you, Spencer. You're welcome. I love you. That's the final look with the mirror up. Isn't this gorgeous? I love it. I love the way it looks. It's pretty, right?